Hey guys, Elite Legionarii here, bringing you a 2 vs 2 for Rome 2 Total War. This time I will command Rome itself. My ally here is the Seleucid Empire. He was a new player, but I still consider most people to be, well, not new necessarily. I think he was like, by new he meant new to Total War. Our opponents are the same two from the last game, and they're both Parthia. So my army consists of, up front, I have 4 units of gladiator spearmen. I figure they'll be a useful unit because gladiators are quite gnarly, quite tough. Good melee defense, pretty decent attack. Morale's only 50, but I've got 4 of them. I think they'll be a decent support unit against cataphracts. Behind them I have, excuse me guys, I have 3 units of Balearic slingers. I want range to be able to outperform his horse archers. And then for infantry I have a unit of armoured legionnaires, and I must admit, particularly, all the units are great in this game, but particularly Roman ones, they look absolutely fantastic. So 1 unit of those, more than 1 unit, I think I have 3 units of those. Then I have a unit of Evocati cohorts and a Praetorian Guard. I didn't want to hugely go on the most powerful units, but it was also a money effectiveness thing. Out here I have 4 units of Socii Equites Extraordinarii, which I think are a fantastically cool looking unit, and rather handy for a shock cav. They're quite decent for Rome, for a shock cav. And they're very good when used in conjunction with Praetorian cavalry, which I have 2 over here. So they're very useful that way. And I might just go to a slow motion just for now while I outline my allies. So he's got a good horde of Eastern slingers, and he's got 4, which is good, which will be handy. He's got, let's see, 1, 2, I think he's also got 4 silver shield pikemen, 2 silver shield swordsmen, 2 silver shield swordsmen. There's generals of shield bearer. He's got citizen cav, which is going to be an interesting choice. He's only got 3 of those, and then the Indian armoured elephants. So those, as long as he uses those elephants right, he should be alright. But because his cavalry contingent was so average, like citizen cav going to get destroyed by cataphracts, I put my Praetorians there to help. And in conjunction with those Indian armoured elephants, we should be okay. Well, that was my thinking and hope at the time. So our opponents, directly opposite me, he has 4 armoured horse archers. He has 4 Parthian swordsmen. He has, let's see, 2 more armoured horse archers, a noble blood cav, and I believe it was 1 royal cataphract and 5 eastern cataphracts. And they've pushed up their archers. This guy just had regular Parthian horse archers, but they should get fairly creamed by eastern slingers at ranges like this. He's got the same sort of thing going on over here, so he had 5 of those by the looks of it. Then he had, let's see, noble horse archers, so he's got another horde of those. He's got, let's see, 3 royal cataphracts and then Indian war elephants. So it seems one of them went very heavy on horse archers, the other went more heavy on melee and sword infantry. So he advances forward, but I do manage to rout this unit over here, I believe. Well, that might have been my ally, or it might have been both of us actually, but I do manage to stop these guys pretty quickly. Horse archers, these guys have got some reasonable armour but no shield, so they're pretty easy picking, so you can see they're falling very quickly. So here I get a charge in. I get the charge in. I want to stop those cataphracts getting a good charge. Whoops, I clicked the wrong unit there. Basically wanted to absorb them. But my Socii Extraordinarii are not going to be any match for these cavalry units. However, I'm very quickly pulling in gladiator spearmen and infantry here. So here comes my Praetorian Guard coming in to offer support. Basically what I want to do is pin the guys down. But as you can see, even these gladiator spearmen after that what the hell, what's it doing that for? These gladiator spearmen, they broke right away, even under that charge. Cataphracts are so powerful now, and if they get a good charge, it's just lethal. So I thought about pulling out, but if I pull out, he's going to be able to pull out and he's going to redo his charge, and it's just no good. If I can beat the cataphracts if they get stuck fighting my infantry, my legionnaires, which are starting to get in. But if they get out and get another charge, I'm screwed. It's that simple. So I've got to try and keep them in. So I put my gladiator spearmen in here some more into support, just to keep them there. But even with all these guys coming in, I have a hard time stopping these cataphracts. As you can see, a couple of my units have already started routing. I've also got these Parthian swordsmen pinned down and stuff, which is an easy battle for me. My guys are way better, vastly better, so that shouldn't be a problem. I've kept my general right behind, and I've been rallying the entire time. He does get into Eastern Cataphracts around behind me, however I'm not majorly worried about that, because I can turn those dudes around to face that. Over here, I tried pulling out one of my Praetorian Cav here when I was supporting my ally, but it got stuck, but I did manage to get the other one out. My ally's mostly just skirmishing. Fortunately for him, his opponent's army is mostly about kind of just skirmish, so his Indian armoured elephants should be able to be pretty effective in here. I don't know if I should click on the elephants just then. It was a citizen cav, let's click on them. So yeah, they should be able to handle this pretty reasonable, as long as they just keep supporting there. He's got a lot of missiles, and he probably should have brought his infantry in. Well, he is starting to do so. He was a new player though. He did pretty well considering how new he was. So over here, I managed to get win my part of the infantry battle, so I can get these dudes into the infantry fight, which will be exceptionally useful. But as you can see, those cataphracts are still going really strong, but they are bogged down. This is what you don't want to do with cataphracts. You don't want them to get stuck like this, which is what I'm trying to enforce. I'm trying to make him get stuck. So I've kind of wrapped him around a bit here, and I can bring these guys in from behind and throw Peeler as well. I just want him stuck, basically. I want him to have to get stuck in there, and I managed to get a bunch of Peeler into his flank there, and I think I got my other Praetorian cavalry in here as well. Yeah, I got it in here. So I've stuck the cataphracts down. It's turned to a massive meat grinder really, but I've also got slinger support shooting in with my Balearic slingers, and I'm just trying to look after my general because I need him alive. I know his general's completely in the thick of it. This unit of cataphracts, his royal cataphracts, this is his general, and it's stuck in the fight, and I'm just wanting to try and kill it, because if I kill it, the morale buff they'll suffer is going to be pretty bad. This is a real meat grinder fight though, and it's, I mean, if these cataphracts are allowed to carry on going hardcore battle, they'll charges, particularly charges, they can destroy half a unit on their charge alone, and then the morale damage is just shocking, and your whole units can break almost immediately. Extremely powerful at the moment. So as a result, I was trying to make sure they wouldn't get another charge. It was my main game, is to keep my general right there, rallying as much as I can, and then trying to kill his general as well. And it turned out reasonably well. I lost pretty much all my Socii Extraordinarii, but they did very good. They held him up, they inflicted a heavy charge, I got a better angle, and now I managed to break the rest of his dudes here, when I still managed to hold fairly good numbers of infantry as well. And my allies doing quite well as well. So let's see what's going on here. Some of these Silver Shield pikes are chasing them off. The formation's broken up, but it's kind of a good way to get a look close up on them. Some pretty sweet shots there. However, he does allow himself to get a bit isolated, and without his Indian armoured elephants to assist his cav, they've got no show. However, he also has lost quite a bit. Basically, all I really told him to do was just to try and stall this fight, so I could beat my opponent, which worked pretty well. So a pretty huge meat grinder fight there, but it does go my way. Not without some pretty nasty losses though. But these Socii Extraordinary are certainly a better shot cav out there than them, but they're a good shot cav for Rome, because I don't like the idea of Rome having amazing cavalry. It's not right. Rome should have amazing infantry, and I don't think Rome should have absolute crap cavalry. I think it should just have pretty middle of the road kind of cavalry, which is more or less what it's got. Praetorian cav's not bad melee, like it's pretty decent melee cav, it'll do well, but it's by no means overpowered like it was in the original Rome or anything like that. So as a result, it's really quite Rome's quite well balanced. It's very fun to play. I would put it in my top 5 factions. I think it is in the top 5 for the strongest factions, but it's certainly not the strongest. Not like it used to be in the original Rome Total War. But it's very fun. It's extremely fun to use. It's definitely my favourite faction at the moment, I think. But it's certainly not the best. The best is, I think the Seleucids are the best, to be honest. I think Seleucids in Egypt, I think their unit rosters are very similar, and they're very powerful. I mean, the Seleucids have got everything. they got everything. I think the only thing that probably hinders the Seleucids is the fact that a lot of the units are expensive, which is kind of good in a lot of ways, because otherwise they'd just be way too OP. Parthia is extremely good. The cataphracts at the moment are exceptionally powerful, as you saw. All those cataphracts damn near destroyed half my army, just those cataphracts alone. So anyway, these cataphracts do manage to get in behind these silver shield pikes. Although I think he does the about face, I'm not sure, or maybe it's just the formations there. But he's done very well, my ally did. I think this was like his first game. He's done pretty well for himself, really. He's held his line pretty good. Although his opponent's army is very large and skirmish. But I've got to get over there, so I get over there as quickly as I can. I've got my Praetorian Cav up front here. I think, once the cataphracts get a little more tired, they tend to be easier to break. And I've got some spearmen in to support them. But yeah, I think I'm not sure if they fixed this in patch 5, but back in patch 4, I think like the cataphracts were still actually quite swift and quite good at disengaging and moving around very fast. Which, it's not so bad. I don't mind that if they can do that at first, but after a while, I'd prefer if they didn't. Why didn't that work? I'm just trying to see our middle legionnaires. Here we go. So yeah, basically, the idea with cataphracts is to try and like pin them down, surround them so they can't get out of the fight. And then you can beat them, but it'll take a long time because that's a crap load of armor they've got. Well, how much armor do cataphracts have? Anyway, 110 for the Parthian Royal cataphracts. I think it's a little more. That's more than the Hellenic ones the Seleucids have, and I'm not sure about the Sarka ones. But anyway, I do manage to get those ones as well, and what I told my opponent to do is keep pushing on this Parthian guy. Just try and push him, and I'll try and push him this side, and we'll sandwich him up against the red line, and then we can take him out piecemeal. We've got this one in the bag though now. They got the first one, but we will get the second one. So these shield bearers get in the fight. Shield bearers are a really cool unit. I do very much like them. However, I think standard hoplites are tricky sometimes to use. I think they're not as strong as I'd like them to be. I think they're better than they were, but I think they could do to be better. So there's a pretty nice bit of work there. Where are those silver shield pike? Must get those shield bearers. I'll be looking at shield bearers. Yeah, I really wanted them to look be a little like, I find like when you want to attack with shield bearers, you put them into phalanx and tell them to attack. They move forward so far, then they break their phalanx and run to them, and then they're not in phalanx anymore. You've got to press them back into it, and they don't always go back into it. I hate that. It's very annoying because for the standard, not the pikemen, just the hoplites like shield bearers and just any hoplite unit. But the bracing ability is very handy. But I think they could do to be a little stronger, if you ask me. They're still fun, but they could do to be stronger. So, there we go. Look at those poor horses. Now, it's kind of interesting when they're exhausted how they hold their heads down and tired, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, get some peeler off there, get a few horses, and should get a nice charge in here from these dudes. And it's frozen. Why did it froze? Oh, it replayed it. I'm not sure why the replays don't always want to show the stats. I don't know why that is. I hope they fix that in future patches. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. Good work by my ally there for a new Total War player. Pretty good effort there, and he did a nice job of holding. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I certainly did, and I hope to see you watch some more next time. So I'll see you then.